Oh, I'm
Okay.
saying, oh, okay, give me this about. I said that she want me to hit the live button for. Yeah, what she should have did, like I said, you gotta go back to African tradition. All she did was take a pot of water, put like some ginger, some lemon in a pot, and then boil it and put her head with a towel over the pot, and then breathe in the mist. And what it would did, it'll start loosening up the mucous membrane within her nose and drained all that mucus out of her body. When you have a cold, it means you're full of mucus.
Well, I hope I'll be okay. I hope to be fine. But I want to welcome everybody to the show today. I don't know if I'll be clear enough. I don't know if even you can hear me
I do
clearly.
understand you. I understand you. I see. I hear you sick. I understand you, Joe. I ain't understood you yesterday. I was laughing. I was saying now people being scared of COVID because you're sick now. They say, "Oh, Joey, do you got COVID? Do you got the COVID?"
I don't have COVID, so I don't have to scare anyone. But karibuni sana to the
No, you
show today.
don't.
And I hope everyone is doing okay. Today I wanted to share a certain story that has been happening in the African countries, or rather in so many parts of Africa. Starting with Zambia, we've seen it in Zambia, whereby these are the leaders, whereby they call on the troops to ensure that the elections are doing okay. But my question is, why is it that these leaders have to call on the troops, or rather
They
try
calling
to
the troops.
predict?
They
Yeah,
call the
try to
troops.
say.
They call the troops, Joby, because the people want
Mm,
their ass out of there. They're puppets. People are waking up. They realize that these they're not African leaders. There's no such thing as an African leader. No such thing. Me and Spike talked about that with Patrice Lumumba and Mobutu. The Europeans are putting their puppets. Zambia is worse off than it's ever been. Than it's ever been. They've let the Asians come in now, take over the country. People don't even like
mm,
these Asians, and they're
mm,
trying to ensure that they stay in power to keep giving all the resources to the Asians. The Asians came
mm.
in. The Zambians tell you we don't like them. We don't want them in our country, but they bring in the military to make sure you do not uprise and try to
Yeah,
overthrow the puppets that are there. Just like you
that is
said
true.
yesterday, like you said yesterday, which you don't know. Let me tell you something, Joe. You're waking up. You're smart now. You said you don't know about the churches and where we, Joby. You were given a
Yeah.
fake religion with Europeans. The
Mm,
church thing is in every African country, in Africa and out of Africa. You go in America. Let me explain
mm,
something to you. In America, you'll go into every black community. You'll find 100 churches and no businesses on one block, on one neighborhood, you'll find 100 churches, Joby, in a black
mm.
neighborhood in America and no businesses. And it's all this. It's not just in America. It's in the Caribbean. It's in South America. Wherever you got black people, they've
Mm.
colonized your mind. So what you're saying, you're exactly right. And the religion you're talking about, it's a lie, Joby. There was never any Jesus.
Yeah,
The religion is a lie to
yeah.
dominate and control African people. Go ahead, Joby.
Because I think, on churches, I think most of these pastors, they're trying to preach the European culture. They're not preaching the African
That's
culture.
what it is. You're exactly
Yeah.
right. That's what they told you. They told you to be scared of your culture. Your culture is backward and evil, which is your
Mm.
culture actually taught the world everything. You taught the world universal law, Joby. Your
True.
culture
That
did.
is that is
Your
true.
culture.
But I want
But then,
uh,
then you turn your back on your own culture. Let me go ahead, Joby.
I wanted to share a video by Professor Lumumba, him
Yeah,
explaining further about why these African leaders have to go on and call on troops. But for me, I think my own point of view is that these leaders somehow they are predicting whatever is going to happen, or rather whoever is going to win the elections. Because if we check onto what really happened in 2007 in Kenya, and considering that these troops, or rather the police forces, are being called around, to ensure that
of course.
you're here to ensure that people are going to run the elections in a peaceful way. But at the end of the day, I think it's
No,
a
they're not.
business that is going around, a business that is
Yeah,
going
what
on.
they're doing is what they're doing. You notice in King, like I told
Mm-hmm.
Spikes, it almost becomes death. They put tribe against tribe in Kenya, and they do it in every African country. They go back to the tribal thing because the European instilled that in Africa to make sure they can keep stealing. So when any election in Kenya, you start going and you don't even be you're not even a Kenyan. Now you're your tribe. Now I put tribe
Mm-hmm.
against tribe. I divide and conquer. I get to put my puppet in like Kenyatta, whoever's in there. I put tribe against tribe. It becomes violent and deadly. And at the end of the day, I put my puppet in, Joby.
That is true. Samuel, karibu sana to the show today. Yeah, I lost my voice and I hope to be fine. And I can see Ike Coffee, karibu sana to the show also.
That's, yeah, that's a mosquito.
He has
That's a
changed his
mosquito on
name.
Facebook. No,
Oh,
that's his name on Facebook, Joby. That's his name on
oh,
Facebook.
okay. But I want to share the video, Keith, so that we may get to understand what is really happening and get to hear what Professor Lumumba has on his side.
Okay.
With you on the occasion of the celebration of your 50 years since the establishment. I recognize their lordship, the judges who are present in this forum. I also recognize the academics who are present in the forum, the president of the Uganda Law Society, the president of the Makerere University Students Society, and the students who are present this morning to celebrate the great work that your society has achieved over the last 50 years. In the scheme of things, 50 years is a very short time, but has been an opportunity for the university and her alumni to demonstrate to Uganda and indeed Africa that the institution is worthy of celebration. His Lordship took us through the history of the faculty in our School of Law and was able to demonstrate by making reference to the contribution that has been made by the alumni of the university and specifically the School of Law. And it is clear that the graduates of Makerere Faculty of Law have contributed monumentally in the history of Uganda and by extension East Africa, and by extension Africa, and by extension the world. But this morning I've been asked specifically to address the subject of the role of students in democratization. When one is asked to speak on a subject such as that, one is likely to descend into defining what democracy is. I will not, because I am aware that I'm speaking to law students who have gone through courses in which they have been told what democracy is. Save to point out that given the history of our countries and the manner in which we teach law,
how you gonna teach about Uganda? Uganda doesn't have a democracy. You had the same puppet in there for 40 years talking about democracy.
Yes, kid.
No, I was saying Pierre Lumumba, yeah, he was just here in Florida. I think a couple of weeks ago, he was down here in Southwest Florida. You can't say anything about democracy, and it doesn't work in Africa anyway. The whole idea that you said you have a democracy when you got Museveni's been in power since I was a little kid almost and shit since 1986. This man's been in power damn near 40 years. There's no democracy. They wanted his ass out. It just, and say that you have a democracy when Europeans control it because the Africans have money. You get these campaigns. Who runs the campaigns? The Europeans run the campaigns. So it's all an illusion. It's all idiotic nonsense. And it was the African who took democracy to Europe. They didn't bring it back to you because the kings, you have real democracy in Africa. The kings cannot rule without the consent of the governed. And that's how democracy is supposed to work. You had councils and chiefs would come in from all across the land. They would meet at the king's, wherever the king's palace was, whatever African kingdom, not countries you were at, and the chief would bring back what his community wanted, what they would allow, the king to do. So you could not rule without consent of the people, without the government. You couldn't just pass. Because nobody tell you, there's a pandemic and you're going to be locked down and this is going to be this what you're going to do no matter what. This is how you're going to do it without the people saying, okay, we consent. You can't rule without the consent of the governed. And in Africa, you don't got that. You don't got the people being in charge. You got a bunch of fucking puppets dictating to you what you're going to do. So it's an illusion of democracy, but there is no democracy. That's an illusion. Because the Africans had democracy before the Europeans got there and they destroyed it. Because with democracy, you know what? The Africans wouldn't be impoverished in the richest continent on the planet. If they had to, you think the Africans sit there and say, we're going to vote to be poor. We're going to vote for the Europeans to come steal everything from us. We're going to vote to be impoverished. That's what we're voting for. We're going to vote to stay impoverished. If you're a real democracy, the African would say, we want our resources to benefit us, to enable us to be wealthy, not everyone else. So that's let you know you don't have democracy because before the European got there, the African was wealthy. He was the wealthiest person on the planet. He was always wealthy. That was the problem with Africa. It was always the thing you go back to any historical measure. How can we get Africa? Africa's rich. How are these black people rich? Africa's rich. Africa's rich. How can we steal this money, steal this stuff from these black people in Africa? Africa's rich. How can we steal it? How can we get it?
We never had money, Keith, but Africa was rich, but we never had money. So that is
you need money. You had the gold, Joby, like you said. You had the gold, you had the diamonds, you had the real wealth, Joby.
They came up with the money to, give us an exchange. You take the money, they take the resources.
Exactly. It's a scam. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so let me finish that, like you said, just like you said, when Gaddafi over in Libya said, we're not going to take no more of your fake dollars. You're going to have to give us real resources in gold, diamonds, or something for our resources. You got to give us real resources. White people don't got that. They say, well, no, we don't got it. We're going to come and kill you. So they came in to Libya and they murdered his ass. They came in and killed his ass. Because he said he's not going to take no more of those fake dollars, Joby, that the European made from nothing. They're made from nothing, Joby. So I'm not going along with the scam no more. You're not going to give me none of this fake ass paper while you take my real gold, diamond, and oil and all the resources that you can't really pay for. They say, you know what? You're right. We can't pay for it, but we do got a military. We're going to come kill your ass. That's what they did.
Big Cheese, karibu sana to the show. And I guess General Mosquito is asking, is that the racist Gandhi behind him? I don't know who's Gandhi, the person who is behind him.
Is that Gandhi? Because he always goes up. No, yep, that is Gandhi on the left side. He got Julius Nyerere, the first president of Tanzania. He's got that racist ass Gandhi. I told you, because most of these Africans, like Pierre Lumumba, he doesn't know enough. The African being educated in the African system, he doesn't know enough, right? The African was worshiping Mahatma Gandhi, racist ass. And it wasn't until the last the last 5 or 6 years, with me and other people letting the African know that this motherfucking Indian was racist and hated black people. He should know that by now, where he got this racist ass fucking Indian up on his damn wall who hated black people and publicly said black people should be servants of everybody else. That's what this
all Indians hate black people because if we check in Kenya, the number of Indians who are here and have employed the African people, they mistreat them in a very bad way. Very bad way.
I said that. And why are Indians in Kenya? Joby, why are they there? Why are Indians in Kenya?
They're coming to take our resources. They are slowly.
Of course. But the British brought them in, Joe. That's why I told you the Indians not just in Kenya, then Uganda, then South Africa, then Zambia, then Zimbabwe, they're in Mozambique, they're in fucking everywhere. God, they're everywhere. The British brought them up. Why don't they go back to India? Why don't they go back? Because Africa's rich. That's why, Joe, but they won't go back to fucking India. And they're racist as shit. They're racist as shit.
I know India is poor. That is one thing I know for sure. And that is why when they come to Kenya and after, them occupying a certain space, they open up big businesses and they are considered as rich people and to be living in the biggest estates here in Kenya, actually. And you find that
everywhere in Africa, only African, everywhere in Africa, Joe, but the only African leader that kicked them out was Idi Amin. Idi Amin said, all you fucking Indians, you're racist to African people. You get your fucking ass out of Uganda. He told them you got 72 hours to get all your shit and get your fucking ass out of Uganda. And if you stay at the 72 hours, I will kill you. So that was a real African leader. African people said the British brought you in here. You've been nothing but disrespectful and racist towards African people. But there's a new day in Uganda. I want all you bastards out of here. So he gave him 72 hours to get their ass out of there. But as soon as they got him out of power, guess who came back to Uganda, Joby? Guess who came back? The Indians.
Yeah. Well, they are all over, but I'm gonna play the video a little bit then as we get to continue with the show. Just play it.
And they're here in America too, racist as shit.
And perhaps it is in a forum such as this that we must now ask ourselves whether the time has come that we must begin to reconfigure the DNA of some of these foundational terms. Because as you know, even if I said I would not define democracy, that the tendency from Eurocentric scholars, and we sometimes are, is to define democracy as handed down to us by scholars from the West. Indeed, many an African scholar feels that they are at the acme of learning and education when they cite sources from England or the United States of America, in itself a vestige of mental colonization. So that we will define democracy as the government of the people, by the people, for the people, because Abraham Lincoln said so, and we are told that he said so. We will also define democracy as being present where we have multi-party politics.
Abraham Lincoln, another racist ass mulatto.
But perhaps now, as younger scholars,
YouTube and the advertisements.
It is to ask the question whether this is what democracy constitutes, or whether a democracy is
exactly right, Big Cheese. They are buffer class. They bring them wherever they go. You're exactly right to keep the health impression. You're exactly right, Big Cheese. That's what they've done all over the world, African people. That's when if you go on the islands, you got them fucking Indians there. You go Trinidad, Tobago, you go any Caribbean island where they had black people, they brought them motherfucking no good Indians. Every time they brought those fucking Indians as a buffer class over black people. That was the Europeans' goddamn way of colonizing and oppressing black people. They brought in their help, they flunkies. And so that's why you had the Indians get mad, because the South Africans knew it, so they started attacking these Indians when they were uprising. And the Indians like, what's going on in South Africa? Why are they attacking Indians? Motherfucker, because you're not supposed to be there, and you're racist as shit. What the fuck you mean why they're attacking? They know who the fuck their enemy is, and they know why these kids, they know why they're attacking these goddamn Indians. The British brought you into fucking Africa. That's why you Indians don't want to leave Kenya. Talk about, we're now going to be an Indian Kenyan tribe. Fuck that. Fuck that, you're going to be an Indian Kenyan tribe. You're going to get, man, Africans, when you rise up, they got to go. They got to go. They just as bad as the Chinese are coming in there. The Asians and been alone. They just as racist, and they always work against you. They're
One
in
of
your
the biggest
countries working against you, against African people, because they don't like us. Go ahead, Joby.
one of the biggest problems we have as Africans, actually, I think starting with our own leaders, is that when these Indians come to Kenya, because we've seen them as superior people, they're also collaborating with our leaders, and in such a way,
Yep,
even if we stand up as a nation, we're not going to be, we will not have the power to tell them anything because they're already collaborating with the leaders who are in
that's
our
right.
nations. Yeah.
They're not collaborating. What they're doing is those are puppets. Because the African,
Mm,
how can African not own shit in his own land? That
mm,
Indians own everything in Kenya, white people own everything in Kenya. Africans own barely nothing in your own land. So you're still colonized because they took over your economy. The
mm.
African doesn't see a lot of white people and Asian people. They once control it. You don't. That's why you're in poverty. How can how can the Indian who's in poor now in Kenya rich, in Uganda rich, in Zambia rich, in Zimbabwe he's rich, in South Africa he's rich, in Ghana he's rich, in Angola he's rich, in Uganda he's rich, but the Africans still impoverished in Africa. But the Indians come to Africa and now they're rich because Africa's rich. That's why.
Mhm.
The whole thing is to make sure African people stay on the
Look for
bottom
environment
globally.
in which the people's will is expressed, and also to appreciate that there can never be one size fits all democracy. That is why the United States of America calls ourselves a democracy, and Japan calls ourselves a democracy, and Uganda also calls herself a democracy, notwithstanding that their DNA and structures may not be the same. So we must warn ourselves when we are asked to speak about words which are as malleable as democracy and begin to interrogate their DNA and begin to deconstruct that DNA and begin to re-engineer their DNA, particularly
That's right, Sandra. They brought the Indian into Jamaica when they came into Jamaica. They brought the Indians all in Jamaica. Those Indians leaving Jamaica, fuck no. Everywhere you had these crackers come, they brought that fucking raggedy ass Indian with their ass. So everywhere you find black people, you're gonna find that fucking Indian. I don't care if you're in Jamaica. I don't care if you're in fucking Trinidad, Tobago. I don't care if you're in Guyana. I don't care if you're in Kenya. I don't care if you're in Ghana. I don't care if you're in goddamn Uganda. I don't care if you're in fucking Zimbabwe. I don't care if you're in fucking Tanzania. I don't care if you're in fucking South Africa. I don't care if you're in Zambia. I don't care if you're in Namibia, Botswana. That fucking Indian is there. But he would
They
not
are
take his raggedy ass back to India.
they are all over. I totally agree with Samuel. Samuel is saying that they called them in lecture was whereby they're coming to the African countries and they're poor. After them getting money, they also own lands here. And as Kenyans or rather as Africans, when you're trying to buy a land, after 5 years, that land is going to be taken away from you. But if it's an Indian person, this it's not going to be any dispute. They'll not have any issues about it. You know, there's so much corruption that is going on in our countries.
Victim of the thing
Yeah.
that we call democracy. I say a victim because in the recent past,
And this
particularly
idiot's got this fucking racist ass Gandhi on the wall. Good God. That's why a lot of times I just can't listen to his ass. I just all that pontificating about nothing. I really can't listen to this guy too much. He gets on my fucking nerves. He pontificates too much. You can't have that racist ass Indian on your fucking wall today, Professor, and not know it. Everybody knows Ghana. Shout out to you, General Mosquito. Ghana finally understood that Gandhi was racist. They tried to take down that statue. What the Indians tell the Ghanaians? You better not take down that statue. We know he's racist and he hated you niggas. You better not take down that statue. And that's in Ghana. So some Indians don't take down some statue in your country, some racist motherfucker. When you finally found out that the media told you the media's owned by these people who create these fake narratives, lies. They told you this Mahatma Gandhi was a great man. He was a fucking racist ass pedophile, sleeping with little kids. Fucking told the Africans they're supposed to be on the bottom. They're supposed to be, the African is a dumb beast. That's what this motherfucker said on this goopy nigga's wall right here. That's what this fucking no good Indian said. That Africans are beasts and supposed to be ruled by these fucking no good Indians and supposed to be treated badly. That's what this motherfucker said on this guy's wall. And he trying to teach me something. If you don't shut the fuck up, don't teach me nothing till you learn who the hell you got on your goddamn wall. Ideal. And of course, remember, the other puppet that they created, Martin Luther King here, MLK. You go to MLK Center, who do they got statue out in front of in Atlanta? Whose statue they got out there? Oh, Mahatma Gandhi. And the black people here finally found out Mahatma Gandhi was racist and hated them, told these motherfuckers at that MLK, take that shit down. Take that statue of that no good fucking Indian down. Don't keep telling our kids these lies. But is the statue down? Of course not. The statue still sits in Atlanta in front of that fucked up ass puppet, Dr. Martin Luther King's fucking museum, or whatever that fucking dumb shit is that the white people created for his no good boot licking ass. That's how I told you Martin Luther King was a tool for crackers, not for us. That's why they made him famous around the world with their media. If he was doing anything good for black people, you would never heard of his ass. That's why they still got the Gandhi statue out there. This racist, no good Indian bastard talking crazy to black people and crazy about black people. These motherfuckers got this Gandhi hanging up on the wall. You don't get the fuck out of here talking to me about this shit you talking. That lets me know he's a moron too. Everybody know Gandhi's racist now, Joe, but even most African people have realized. I told you in Ghana, I think hey Jim Mosquito, did they take down the statue in Ghana? I think they took it down. Even the Indians tried to threaten them. So you better not take down our Gandhi statue over there. I think the Ghanaian people still realize, fuck, take this shit down. You out your fucking mind. Take this racist ass fucking Indian down.
When you come to Africa countries, you find so many leaders who have hanged, so many pictures, or maybe some white pictures. We have in the likes of maybe Triumph, Obama, as much as he's an African person, half American and half white. They're still, all of them, they're looking at them as how do I call them? Like,
wow.
How do I call them? Like
Obama is when Obama can stand African people. Obama can't stand raised by crackers, hates black people globally, and I don't believe in that Kenyan shit. He's a creation of the CIA. He's a major puppet, and but that's the problem. We got puppet after puppet after puppet. Everybody know Gandhi's racist. Now, the cat's out the bag. You can't have a picture of Gandhi still up there today, Professor Lumumba, and then try to carry the Congolese name of Patrice Lumumba. If you're not going to do righteous and take that fucking racist ass picture down off your wall, obviously you're getting backed by some Indians or something. I don't know why you got the shit up there. Everybody today knows who knows shit, and I've been saying it for years. And everybody's finally coming along because I want to tell them about the truth. That this fucking Gandhi was a wicked ass racist. He couldn't stand black people. He told you that black people are supposed to be on the bottom of society. It's supposed to be your slaves and your servants. Even in Africa, he said. He told the white man, we're more like you. We're Indians. We're more like we're Caucasians. Don't treat us like you treat the nigger. Don't treat us like you treat the African. We want to treat the nigga badly too. So treat us with a little bit more respect, and we'll both treat them. And that's what the Europeans done. That's why they bought these fucking Indians. Everywhere you find Africans, you find this no good Indian. Everywhere. All over the fucking globe. All over the globe. Not just in Kenya, not just in Ghana, not just in Uganda, not just in Zimbabwe, not just in South Africa, not just in Trinidad, Tobago, Jamaica, fucking Guyana, fucking everywhere. They bought this motherfucker in.
People need to wake up because at the end of the day, we need to realize that most of our African nations, even after colonization, we've still been, being controlled by the white people, by the colonies. Everything that we are doing, everything that we are using right now,
Yeah,
all of them,
I'm
all
at Joby.
resources.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Joby to look it up. You're right. They were trying to take it there. Yeah, yeah. You remember that Jim Skin in Ghana when they finally got the memo? We finally started waking up. Hey, this fucking Gandhi was racist. He couldn't stand our ass. He said we supposed to be enslaved, and this goofy nigga got him on his wall back there as a tribute. You can't be credible. You can't be credible. Hey, Joby, do me a favor. Look up. Go to Google. And say, did Ghana take down the statue of Gandhi? I know they were trying to take it down. Jim Mosquito in the end and said, "You niggas bet not take down that statue." The Indians say, "You niggas bet not," in their country. So they bet not take down that damn statue. Hey, this motherfucker was racist. Yes, he was. So why is this motherfucker got him on his damn wall? Yeah. I bet the Gandhi family, they don't got no black people on their fucking walls. Shit is absolutely crazy. Colonization of the mind is, African people. We must wake up. Can't be dominated by every other race on the planet and then worship lies. This Jesus shit. You get mad when I tell you it's a lie. Why you get mad at me because I tell you it's a lie? I was the one who gave you the lie. The white man gave you the lie. Why you didn't give it to the Indians? The Indians don't worship the Jesus shit. Why you didn't give it to the fucking Indian? Indians don't worship no Jesus. Why you didn't give that shit to the Indian? Even the Indian wouldn't accept that shit. Is it down? Let's see, did they take it down, Joby, or is it still up there? I know the Indians told the gun.
Yeah, they did.
Good. I'm glad they took it down because they told the Indian government said, "You niggas better not take down that statue." Can you imagine that? The Indian government told Ghana they better not take down a statue of some racist fucking Indian. Man, you better kick rocks and get out my face. Time to go to war with you motherfuckers. What is you talking about? I'm supposed to have my people believe in this fucking no good racist bastard. And I know he racist. Shout out to Ghana for ripping that shit down to the ground. You're supposed to rip. This nigga talking about democracy. He's got that racist motherfucker on the wall behind him. Fuck are you talking about? Sound crazy as cat shit. You had some motherfucker who hated African people on the wall next to you as a tribute. You out your fucking mind. Shout out to Ghana for ripping that shit down to the ground. Once they realized that they were lied to, because they were told the lies by the British. Oh, Gandhi is great. Gandhi was a good man. Gandhi hated black people. Shit, all that old dumb shit. Gandhi hated black people.
Well, I
couldn't stand us. Go ahead, Joby.
It was built in the middle of a university. And actually, when you come to Africa, when you go to so many universities, you'll find so many statues of so many leaders which have been built around there, because we're seeing these people as so superior, like, gods or something, like they did make any impact in the African lives, but they didn't,
They didn't, Joby, they didn't. So you're talking about the African mind is really, you must get back to the African mind, Joe, but the African mind is really fucked up. It's really shattered. So when they had that in a university, my kids were learning to worship this man who hated them. They were told that to worship this man who couldn't stand them and their family and their children. They were told these lies, Joby, about this man. Why they put a statue in the university. It's always to affect the African mind, Joby, to destroy your mind with lies.
That is true. And that is what I was saying yesterday on the topic of yesterday, whereby with these pastors that we have in Africa, as much as they are preaching the European culture, they are feeding us so many lies. And because so many Africans, considering what is really happening right now in the world, we have financial crisis. So many people have been affected in different ways, but we find so many people who are investing on these pastors with the lies that they are feeding them. Plant a seed of $100 or maybe $2, you're gonna get a miracle. Then
It's
you're there
like
investing.
I was laughing at you. You was right. You talking about this? The pastors are sleeping with the young girl. That's everywhere, Joby. Not just Kenya. Everywhere, Joby. Everywhere you got a church that happens with black pastors. Everywhere, Joby. And they teaching you fear. Let me tell you. If you know about the
Yeah,
universe, you teach you fear, Joby. Fear lowers your what, Joby? Lowers your vibration. It's like
mhm,
there's no God in fear. That means that
exactly.
Bible God is a lie. The true all is nothing but love. There's no hell. There's no hell for you to be sent to and burn. I ask you again, Joby, to think. How do you burn the spirit, Joby? How do you burn the spirit? The spirit is not physical. How do you burn a
Mhm.
spirit, Joby? How do you do that? You can't.
Well,
It's made up
we come.
nonsense.
Mhm. Well, Africans have been instilled so many fears, not only by the pastors, but by the Europeans. So by you end up even not knowing yourself. You're losing the sense of
Exactly.
losing
That's what
your
it's
own
supposed to
sense,
do. Do me a favor. Do me a
your
favor,
own
Joby. Go back. Put up Dr. Mumby's last video for me, where she says that, which is true. Shout out to Dr. Mumby. She said, "Give me laughing. It's still now, Dr. Mumby. You know the African bonders go. I'm gonna say you still got black people, got this white Mzungu in the village talking this crazy shit,
well,
and
the
black people
last
believe in this."
I had just logged in a channel, and the last video was 6 days ago, where she's saying that they'll shut down the internet, and we'll have
Not
to
that one.
be.
No, the latest one. Yeah, they're gonna do it. Yeah, they're gonna try to shut that because you believe. Yeah, because the lies. A lot of the African youth are finally starting to wake and say, "Hey, this Jesus shit is baloney. It's just not real." And they've had your mind, but the last one, the last one. I think it's called the last one that just came out yesterday or this whatever it was.
Yeah, Africa Unite will not come through the
Yeah,
African.
that's it. The AU. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it, Joey.
let me share the video.
The other thing I like
Yeah.
about StreamYard is that if there's ever a glitch in your internet connection, your stream isn't immediately terminated like it can be with other software while live streaming to platforms like YouTube. I've had that happen
Like
where a
a booty
simple
cat.
hiccup in the internet shut the stream down and end the
Yeah,
stream.
yeah. Joey
So
got
for
to get some
stability,
African treatment and stop treating the Europeans better. Yeah. Shout out to this wonderful Kenyan woman, Dr. Mumby.
Mhm. I didn't know she was from Kenya until I heard it from you. I thought she
Yeah, she's
was
Kenyan.
Ghana or Nigerian. I didn't know she was Kenyan, and of course, she's doing an
No, she's
amazing.
Kenyan. She's
She's
Kenyan.
doing an
She's Kenyan,
amazing.
Joby. She's Kenyan. And she lives in Kenya. She's up north. She's a little bit north of you.
Mm.
Supporters through Patreon, and we share so much more information on
See,
what's going on.
I told you when people see Joby thought Dr. Mumby was not Nigerian, not even knowing she was Kenyan. Because you're one
Yeah.
people. Yes, she's Kenyan. She's not Nigerian. She's never even been to Nigeria. She's never even visited Nigeria. Dr. Mumby. Go ahead.
You're never going to find it there. I mean, we have to speak in code, we have to do this, we have to do that.
Exactly.
So, knowledge
We're
is
being
power.
censored. We got to speak in code. Enlarge your video, Joby, for me. Make it enlarge.
All right.
There you go.
Literally determine whether you make a life decision or a death decision.
Death decision. She talking about the you know what. She's talking about the you know what. She gotta be decoded. She's talking about the shot.
A wholesome picture of what is really going on. Thanks to everyone that sends us love donations through PayPal. We appreciate love you. There is a special gift in the mail for you as well. Today's message is all about Africa's unity, and this special message from the ancient ones, the main message from the ancient ones. And this has been a message that I've been feeling for a long time, is that our unity will not come through the physical. It won't come through an organization. It won't come through a physical movement, but it has to be instigated and created and nurtured and multiplied, in the spiritual. And that's why when you look of all the colonizations that they try to put our people under, you
Yep.
know,
Very
the
true.
land colonization, the physical colonization, the mental colonization, the
Exactly.
psychological colonization, the
Psychological,
spiritual
mental.
colonization, the economic colonization. All of these that we're dealing with, which have created like, a desperate situations for so many of our people. The one that came
The
first
religion.
and will probably be the last to go is the religious colonization.
Exactly. The lie. The
We
Jesus
need to
lie
look at it, beloved.
that you can't get rid of.
And
These
even
Africans
Well,
are not. Go ahead,
I,
Joey.
I saw General Mosquito saying that the next thing they'll be ripping up is the white Jesus statues. And if it's ripping up the white Jesus statues, I imagine the Catholic churches, how many of them can be ripped down? Because the statues only, you find most of them in the Catholic churches, you know?
Well, it was the Catholic Church that said you black people were supposed to be enslaved.
Mhm.
You worshiping the shit. Shit
armies
crazy.
left, the missionaries remained, and they've
Yep.
doubled and they've quadrupled.
Quadrupled.
They should be, that is a form of colonization, beloved. Because even now, I still see Muzungu Jesus in the villages
I know. It's
Exactly.
true.
and
It's
Muzungu
true.
pastors preaching that. And
It
our
is
own
true.
Go ahead, Joey. Oh, Joey freeze. Oh, I think Joey froze, y'all. I gotta wait for her to come back. I think the African connection then dropped. Ah, she dropped. Uh, the African connection. Ah, the African connection dropped, y'all. Yeah, I'm in the damn bed. Shit, so early. Got shirts and shit. Uh, 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 damn, big ass bed, shirts and shit. And see, I'm in the room. I'm in the bed. Damn it. Uh-oh. I think my thing that fell down. Shit, my damn. I gotta pick that up. I think my damn curtains then fell down right there. My curtain thing that fell the fuck down. Shit. You got shirts and stuff everywhere. Someplace. Yeah, shit. I live a real damn life. Damn it. Shit. Don't try to lie to nobody. Oh shit. It is dark out there. It's still dark here. Shit. It's still dark outside. I got to help Joe because her voice is gone. I got to help Joe because her voice is gone. So I got to help her. Mm. So only got one damn light on over there. Shit, I was in this bitch knocked the fuck out. I gotta take my ass. Mm. Oh shit. On the bed knocked out. So I'm trying to see if she comes back. I doubt it though. I don't think she's gonna make it back up in here. Can you believe they put this channel back up? I told y'all that they had followed me Friday over to the network. And they took down this channel that we're on right now, right? Depending on which one you're on. And then they put it back up yesterday. Didn't say nothing about it. I just happened to go do something and the channel popped back up. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, it's dark as hell out here. Shit. I think my curtain thing then fell down. Shit. My damn thing has slipped off the damn. How the hell did that happen? Must be a ghost in this bitch. That shit fell from there. So Must got an evil white demon up in here trying to get me. Somebody's evil. Oh my shit, but the evil demon. Evil wicked demon. Oh shit. The wicked demon tried to get me. But everybody got an Apple phone. We should have confirmation today if Apple didn't reject the app, and so by Wednesday of next week, the Apple version of Black Hot Fire should be available in the Apple stores. I finally got that shit done. only took me 2 years. Shit. Only took me 2 years to finally put it on Apple. That shit got frustrating. That's why I quit 2 years ago. I had to finally get it done. So the Apple's reviewing the version of the app. Hopefully they accept it. I didn't put the live TV on there. That shit's hard. I couldn't figure out how to put that shit on there. Shit. I kept trying to get a live TV feed somewhere. I could never get one. So won't be no live TV feed on the Android nor the Apple version. I can't figure out how to get a damn live TV stream on that bitch. I tried. But I wanted to have live TV on there too. I tried. You too. Stop the BS. I was in London a few years ago. Yeah, back, and I think she was in America. Yes, yeah. She was in Mosquito. She was in London. And she was in America a few years ago too. Yeah, she was in America and London. You're right. But she's never been to Nigeria. But she's been in London. She was there a couple years back. And she's been in America twice. All throughout. I know she's in California, New York, Atlanta, Houston. You know. That's when she was still messing with Phil the Vice Show coon. And Phil stole some of her ideals or something. She went to Vice Show coon. I gotta get him and fix this thing. How'd that thing fall? Yeah. I got ghosted trying to break in from my sunroom out there. We got you, Negro. That's crazy how that thing fall like that. What's that thing fell out the wall? Oh, it did. That thing fell off the wall. Okay. Oh, that thing fell down there. Okay, the damn thing came out the damn wall down there. Okay, shit. I'm at the damn take a hammer and knock that bitch back into the wall. Okay, that thing fell down there. See that white thing down there? It fell. That's what held. Okay. Fucking thing fell off the damn wall. Oh, she's back. I don't know how Cammy's doing. I think Joby made it back. I think Joby made it back. I was thinking she wasn't gonna make it. I don't know how Cammy's doing. We gotta get Cammy a present. I hope Cammy's doing good. I don't know.
She is. I was talking to her this morning. She's doing great.
Yeah, we gotta see how she's doing. So Joby says she's doing great. See, I think I got a ghost. The ghost of the cracker came in and knocked my thing down. See, it's down on the ground by the other radio part right there. I gotta get it and kick a hammer. Hammer that up. Get out of here, you Jesus! Damn you, Jesus! Jesus, get out of here! Jesus is trying to get me. What happened? What happened? Joby?
Keith, can you hear me?
I hear you. Yes, ma'am. I hear you.
Okay.
Jesus is trying to get me. Jesus! Cracker, Jesus, don't. Jesus! Go ahead. Yeah. If it's a Dr. Mum, but yeah, Dr. Mum was in America. She came to Houston, New York, LA, and Atlanta, and then she was in also London a few years ago. But she's never been to Nigeria. We go ahead, Joby. Finish her up.
By now, you should at least have told your congregation
But he
that
would have been
Jesus
black.
was black if Jesus was not a fabricated
He
story.
never lived. He would have been black. That's what I tell Joby. He was in That's Africa. There was no white people in Africa. I know you see. I know you look today. You see Egyptians and all these. Those are invaders. Those are not Africans. Those people wasn't there 2,000 years ago in Africa. All that you see up there, that was all black people. Historically, that's black people's land. When you say Israel, you see white people there today. That's black people shit. Black people owned all that. They got invaded and they went further south into Africa. But that's Africa, and those are just African people. So any motherfucker named Jesus walking around would have been black. Would have been no cracker. But you don't know history no more. You've been told lies. There was no white people walking around no fucking Africa then. And at that time, the African didn't allow white people in Africa. He was a fierce warrior, and he knew his enemy. These white people ain't coming to no motherfucking Africa. That's why they don't get in Africa until 500 years ago. They wasn't no white people running on Africa 2,000, 3,000 years ago. Africa didn't allow them in there. They knew they were wicked and evil. Said we'll keep. Oh, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joby.
Okay.
Truth is not being told, and you see, some people take it as such a trivial thing because a lot of the, they've done all these scientific things. I think 2 years ago it was proven that, because this is the story. I'm speaking on this because this is the story that most people has as many people locked into the religious colonization, and once they have you here believing in fairy tales, because they took our science and they gave us a fairy tale.
They took your science, universal. Exactly. You had science. The laws of the universe are science, family, and they gave you fairy tales of lies. You go to hell. You go to a hell. You die, and it's Jesus and it's God says you're bad. You go to hell. That's a fairy tale. There's no hell for you. You are an infinite being. You never die. You can't burn a spirit. Now you're a moron. I don't know. The preacher said if I do that, I go to hell. Thou shalt not go to hell. Oh.
And Santa Claus. Santa Claus is also one of the fairy tales that most of us grew up believing in.
Did you know Santa Claus means? You know where Santa Claus came from, right, Joby? Santa Claus came from Satan. That's Satan. Satan Claus. You know that's right.
You didn't know that?
Yes.
Lovers, the world is spiritual first. The world is mental.
Yes, mental. First laws of the universe. The all is mental. Everything is mental. Laws of the universe, which never change because that's what's real and that's the truth of the world.
That is true.
The intentions of spirit that manifests and creates this world. And our intentions are, like we've been dumbed down so much that we give our intentions and our consent so freely without even knowing what we're manifesting. Because we don't understand the science of this world, because we're stuck in the religious thinking.
True.
And if you don't get this right, it doesn't matter what physical organization you create, it won't work. So a lot of you who have asked me, are there any organizations in Africa that are working for the liberation of our people, blah, blah, blah. Don't look for organizations. Don't look for it physically. It has to be a spiritual thing. And you see, they've mashed up because revival, reformation is what so many have, prophesied and seen happening in Africa. Like there would be like a wave of fire that would just burn all the past away and kind of revive us, Or is it a wave of water? Anyway, all the nations are involved, but it's a change of mindset that will liberate and unite Africa in a twinkle of an eye. And that's why they've done so much to make sure that our people don't have the necessary, knowledge to make those massive decisions for themselves, or even to wake up from their dream state. So the unity, Africa's unity is not going to be a physical thing. It's going to be a spiritual thing first that manifests physically. There are certain, dare I call them messiahs, liberators, but it's a spiritual energy. They will hold a spiritual vibe. Many are doing that already. There are those that will be chosen to come to the forefront. But it's about a spiritual movement, beloved.
African is scared of spiritual, Dr. Mumby. He's caught in Jesus nonsense and Allah nonsense. He's scared of his spiritual teachings, which are real. They were told is witchcraft.
Yeah, true. They'll say it's witchcraft. You're performing witchcraft.
And when white people are the ones that rule the world, are practicing that, because the Moors who went to Africa taught them how to use it. They're actually practicing African science against us. But the African is caught in a fairy tale of nonsense and lies. He's a moron. Oh, the Jesus. As a white man is your God, then why would a white man need to put on suntan lotion in a universe he created? Huh? You never thought about that, did you? How could a white guy create a universe where he couldn't function in? Because he didn't, stupid. The universe is mostly female, not male. So the God is a woman, not a man. Did you know that, dummy? Universal energy is more feminine than masculine. So any God would be a woman. Oh, another thing the African ancestors knew. So everything you've done upside down, inside out, African, you're worshiping lies. Absolute moronic lies. Dr. Mumby, how do we get them out of the lies?
Control up there, up there.
Yeah.
If you don't control the spiritual, beloveds, you can never change the physical, ever.
Yep, because everything starts with spirit first. They told the African, no, there's not no such thing as a spirit. Everything is spiritual first. That's the real world. This is the illusion.
Well, I don't know what's happened.
Return it to work.
I think it was a commercial.
We need to stop looking for the unity of global Africa, the global melanated people. Physically, the African Union and any other or physical
No, not that.
organization.
No, we can't stop looking for the union of African people. That's the only way we'll be able to fight these people, Dr. Mummy. Sorry about that. Africans must unite globally. I know that they must unite. They must learn to get back together again like we were in ancient times. We weren't divided in ancient times while we ruled the world. Until we understand that you being Kenyan or whatever the hell you want to call yourself, you're African first. African people first. I don't care what other title, you Kenyan or fucking Yakua, Masai, I don't care about none of that shit. You're African first. And we act accordingly with one another. We love and respect us first. We are black first. We don't put any other people above us. And that's been our problem. That we allow other people to dictate to us who we are, what we should be, and we end up starting to worship other people, and we lost our confidence. That's why it's so good for Joby with all her great confidence. That's why everybody loves Joby. Her confidence is infectious. Once you understand when you have confidence, other people gravitate to your confidence. As African people, you lost your confidence. White man came in and conquered you, and you lost your confidence as a people. And now you stand back and wait on fake white Jesus, fake white Asians, anybody to come save you. You are your rescue, African people. You always have been.
Well, Keith, we're almost coming to the end. I wish that we could continue with this video, but you know that we also have other shows that are coming up.
It's okay. I'm glad you made it through, Joey. I'm glad you made it through. So make sure when you go home tonight, Get your a pot of water, get some ginger, some lemon, and get your towel and put your head over the hot water, the hot steam, and let it go up into your nasal passages. That'll start draining the mucus out of your brain and out of your nose passages and from your body.
I'll do that, but I'm strong. I'm a black woman, so I believe in myself, and I had to make it either way. But I want to appreciate everyone that has tuned in today. I want to appreciate Samuel,
Much love, family.
Angela Morris. I see that you're joining, but we are coming to the end of the show. Kay Williams, General Mosquito, and the rest of the family. Remember, we also have other shows in the next few minutes, so keep it the Blackout Fire Network. For now, Harry.
Go ahead. I gotta hammer this thing up here. I gotta hammer this.